This is my Chevy Astro cargo van. Most of the time I use it is as a cargo van, hauling material around for my machine shop or moving stuff around for my other hobbies. So I wanted to turn it into a quote-unquote camper so I could take weekend trips or longer road trips, but and be a bit more comfortable when doing that without actually affecting the ability of the van to be a work van when I need it to. So this is what I came up with. First things first, I did sound deadening, which is this Kill-Mat stuff all around the interior of the van, which helps a lot. This thing had a lot of road noise beforehand, and on long road trips, all of this sound deadening makes it much, much more bearable. I put this foam on the roof. Well, it is acoustic foam, but I didn't do it for sound. I did it just so that I wouldn't bang my head all the time, and now can accidentally get up or something and bump it on this foam, and it's fine. And it might help with sound, but I don't think it does. The next thing I did was make a fold-down bed frame. This is a carbon fiber panel that is mounted to the wall of the van with some brackets and other hardware I machined and then riveted just straight into the kind of wall supporting structure. And then I can put out these wood stands and then unhook some bungees on both the front and back. I'm gonna replace the stand where it needs to be, and then fold this down, and now you have a sleeping surface. Or even if I want to use it as a cargo surface for some reason, I can. Leaves plenty of space underneath, and it's 6 foot long and 2 feet wide, and I can roll down a foam mattress pad and then a sleeping bag, and I'm good to go for the night. If I want to travel with my partner, I can then pop this panel apart, because there are two there, and they have magnets on them. So once I pop these apart, fold this down, I have a second panel. So now it's a double wide, and we can both lay down, but it leaves a lot less space on this side. So if I'm just alone, I can snap that back, and I have the single panel. And then when I need to return it to being just a work van, this whole thing folds up, really out of the way, and bungees go back. The wooden stands can just get thrown in the garage. Don't even have to be in the van when I don't need them to be. Second bungee going on. And now the panel's totally out of the way and doesn't really affect the cargo space much at all. Next to that, I have a electrical system. This is a big ol' 100 amp hour deep cycle battery, weighs about 60 pounds. This will power this very meager camper van for like a week. I have the power there because I might use it for something someday, and also because this whole assembly weighs only about 20 pounds, hardly anything. I could get away with a little bit more weight on this, and still the whole camper conversion adding a negligible amount of weight to the van, and it won't affect it at all otherwise. And I can still load the cargo to the full capacity. This battery is charged from the main alternator of the car through an isolator, though, so that I can deplete this without depleting the starter battery, so I don't get stranded anywhere, but it still charges effectively from the alternator when I'm driving. If I hit the main power, this kicks on a little indicator showing how much power I have. This is a cell signal booster, which turns on as well, which has an antenna on the top of the van and then a little one right there. And this tremendously boosts the cell signal and really, really helps for both safety if I'm ever stranded somewhere in an area without good reception, or even just in a campsite and want to get cell or internet. This really, you can get reception in places that you otherwise would never expect it. So and it doesn't use much power either. It's pretty good. I also have lights. This little remote right here is magnetic. Little kit I bought off of Amazon that you can then turn the brightness of these lights up and down, turn them off, and then stick this little remote anywhere that's steel, so I can then keep it wherever I'm working. There's a fan. If it ever gets hot, I can open this up, turn on a vent. But most of the time, I really don't need this, but it's good to have. And then the radio is also powered from the deep cycle and can run for days if I want to listen to music. And then this is pretty clever. The reverse beeper in this van still works, but it's on a switch now. So when I'm in a parking lot and I want to let anyone know or remind people that I'm backing up in case they don't see my reverse lights or something, I can turn this on and the van will beep. But if I'm in a campsite and I don't want to wake everyone up when I put it into reverse, I can turn this off and then the van's quiet in reverse. So that's there. I can turn on the radio separately from everything else to save power when I don't need it. And yeah, that's all the power. I'll turn the main power off again. And then the only other thing that I've really done is have these bubble sheets, which have a bunch of Velcro on them, so I can unstick it from down there, stick it up here, and now I have both privacy and some insulation. I have that on all of the windows of the van, so both the back doors. I have the Velcro one for the windshield, this one is for the rolling door, and then the ones for the driver and passenger doors are under the seats over there. And it's all just Velcro, unrolls, sticks on, and goes up pretty quick. And then anything else I need for camping, like I have a 12-volt electric cooler that I can, that's just shorter than this cargo panel that I can then bring in, put down, so then I can get a refrigerator, or and then everything else I can kind of load in when I need it. But it all clears out, and then I have a work van for most of the time I actually use it. So that's my conversion. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Thanks for watching.